Well, I expected it to be colder, but nevertheless, really, what does it mean when it's down to like 12.5 degrees in your house, you know? I'll tell you one thing, or I'll tell you what it means. It's cold. So the car itself is saying -4, and I've never had it before, but what I was scraping off the car has actually frozen to the ice scraper. So yeah man, that's pretty warm. Something like that. Man, my hands are absolutely frigid. How's it going, Chris? How's it going, you lovely people? It's only blooming Friday. Yes, there is a Hawaiian shirt, but it is wrapped up because my days is 10:33 and the phone is still claiming that it's -4. It's fresh. It's enough to make you feel alive. On that note, let's get this day rocking and rolling. I have no idea what the universe has in store for us, but I have been doing my Cockney Buddha catch up, and yeah man, pretty epic. If you haven't checked it, go check it. On that note, fire up that intro. How are you, Mr. Chris?
Hello, mate.
You alright?
Did you get my message?
Yes, I did, sir.
Oh, good.
It was just in time. Squirt her up, baby. Squirt her up, baby. No, I'm not having a Reese's. I'm being a good boy this year. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we're out of here. Toolbox is closed. Car door's open. Car door is closed. And we're firing up this bad boy and getting the hell out of here. Haven't got to worry about the place for 48 hours. 72, well, something like that. A bit. Let's just say I'm glad to be out of there. I had a really weird, well, I had an interaction at work today with a colleague that kind of stemmed from something that's really irrelevant, and then got into a point where, in actual fact, I kind of tried to correct the person and say, I don't think that's a specific problem, I think it's more of a global problem. And then it just got escalated, and it was probably my own fault that I even let that happen. And nothing's really ever gained by situations like that, especially for myself, in the fact that I don't know about any of you guys and girls watching, but if I have a disagreement or something that angers me to some degree, I'll almost relive that and replay that over and over and over. Now, if I'm not careful and don't try to change my mindset on that, that could ruin the situation, if not for like the next day or the weekend. It could even be one of those things where I let that detract from like the situation with that specific individual forevermore. And some, like, I don't want to go into it, but it's one of those things where, like, you don't need to hold grudges, but also it's that fine line in between holding a grudge or just actually sort of protecting yourself from that situation again, and then you won't edge into those conversations. But by not edging into those conversations, you then kind of close the parameter on the discussions you have, the things you might learn. And it's really awkward, because I feel like, as much as I love to have open discussions, if you're not careful, or maybe if I'm not careful, better way of putting it, if I'm not careful, those conversations can actually be really detrimental to my personal feeling or interactions with other humans. Interesting thought. The reason why I bring it up and I haven't just bothered recording at all and just kind of moved on from it is the fact that I kind of want to put the thought out there. I feel like not everybody suffers that situation Maybe it's a case that they've already learnt, like I am in that position where you're like, do you know what, just don't have the conversations, don't have that interaction, and then therefore just almost be in a closed mindset about it. Or is it a fact that you can have those open discussions, have those things, and not emotionally get tied to the topic? Is it something else? Primarily, I think what I'm asking is, do you replay arguments or debates or situations, choices, things, interactions with other individuals that you might have had when you were a teenager? Maybe even further back as to when you were a kid. Do you replay those moments in your head long after that situation has taken place? I've heard whispers, rumours, things that say that that's like almost a trait of certain mindsets or certain idiosyncrasies, maybe. I don't know. But it's interesting because obviously if you don't ask the question, you only ever feel like everybody thinks that way. So unless you ask the question and other people put you wrong or whatever, put you right, yeah, who blooming well knows. Just thought I'd ask the question. Let me know in the comments below. Keep in mind it's 20 past 12 in the afternoon, and the fields on the way back in, the sun, everything is just such a crisp, fresh winter's morning. Bearing in mind it's now afternoon, but yeah, kind of nice. Put a smile on my face. That's on the inside. Oh, I said it all wrong, didn't I? Inside. Well, I've been very proactive in the sense of getting my Rode mics charged, sorting through the camera bag, updating the Rode mic actually, which is a wonder because out of all of the time that I've had them, there'd never been an update released, so that was pretty epic. Got all of the camera batteries charged and hoping that over the course of this weekend ahead, I will be able to get a small amount of time to just sit down and shoot the video ideas that I've had this week. Obviously, I've been trying to stick to my good boy pants and make sure that I go to work, and then hopefully this weekend will give me the opportunity to do the creative bit. So yeah, you know the score. Anyway, so that's the plan for the weekend. Tell you one thing, it's been a cold afternoon and there has just not been enough coffee in the world. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna brew another one.
A little later.
I'll believe it, because if I'm honest, it looks like it snowed along the top of the fence. Yeah, okay, it's claiming -4. Yeah, 8:30. I well believe it. I'm gutted that you haven't got a bubble solution. We might have to make one, see if we can get a bubble to freeze. I think we've got to try it. There is not enough coffee in the world today. There sure as hell isn't enough in the house right now, because it doesn't matter how many of them I drink. It's just, they're not hot. Spent most of the afternoon and evening playing around with AI.
and also just plotting and scheming to plan to take over the world. So yeah, before I know it, the afternoon, the evening has slipped away. Andrea's already set up on the couch watching Netflix. I'm about to get an edit on, so that leads us into another weekend. So what are your plans? What are your missions? What are your objectives? What are you going after? On that, I hope you're winning. I hope you're in a good mindset after the week that's just gone. I hope the daily grind didn't get you down too bad and you still got enough energy and inspiration to fire on through the next 2 days. Have an awesome weekend. I'll be back tomorrow. Take it easy. Stay focused, stay positive.